Welcome everybody to the business. I'm Desbees, and today we are talking about Sea of Thieves, a game developed by Rare and published by Microsoft Studios. It's a pretty popular multiplayer game that's only gotten more popular as time goes on. In this video, I'm going to talk about the good and the bad about this game, and try to give some context as to why I feel that way. Spoiler alert, there's a lot of bad in my opinion. But you wouldn't be clicking on this video if you weren't at least curious as to why I consider a lot of the game design poor and a cash grab. So without further delay, let's get into it. Right off the bat, we get into the main menu, which for someone who was brand new to the game, it was surprisingly easy to navigate. You have three main blocks that say what's new and Pirate Emporium. Pretty straightforward, right? We will get into the Pirate Emporium later in the video. Don't worry. Once you press play, it will take you to another main menu where you get to decide what type of game you want to play. They have different types of ship sizes that depend on how many people you are playing with, and the ship sizes also determine what your ship is going to be like. From there, you get to choose your crew size, which is pretty simple. I'm only one person playing, so I'm going to play with a sloop ship, which is nimble but limited on its firepower. After your selection, you wake up in a tavern on one of the various outposts on the map. I was really confused when I first woke up because the tutorial really just gives you the basics of how to play without really explaining anything, but I was able to pick up how to play as I explored. So I'm not going to fully classify the tutorial as bad, but I would definitely Google things you don't understand. The game design and atmosphere is simple, but very pretty. I found myself really enjoying the islands and ocean game design. I loved exploring around and seeing what surprises each island had to offer. For a simple design, the developers really did a good job. Though, speaking of design, one thing the tutorial really failed at, in my opinion, was explaining the factions. The first faction and my favorite is the Order of Souls. Their quest consists of defeating numerous skeleton enemies and bringing back their heads, essentially. I enjoy the PvE aspect of these quests a lot and tend to do them more than other quests. I really dig the Witch Doctor vibes of this faction. The second faction is the Merchant Alliance, which has good quests for picking up gold and exploring different islands. They are a pretty good faction to grind on, and their quests are generally fun to play. My only complaint is that they can get a little difficult if you're looking for specific animals. Lastly is the Gold Hoarders faction, which in my opinion is the best one to start with since it seems the easiest way to get gold. The basics of the quests are just to find treasure chests, which is pretty easy, theoretically. I'll get more into the difficulties of collecting items later. Once you have your quest, you make your way to your ship. I wish they had come up with a better way to get on your ship when you first spawn in the game, but with a little skill, which I obviously don't have, it's very doable. Slap your quest down on the captain's table and then pull up the quest map in your quest menu. The first time I did this, I thought it was a really weird process to get a quest activated, but I can understand the charm behind it. They really don't hold your hand. You have to compare your quest island map to your full map and figure out where you're going. That aspect of the game was daunting at first, but I soon began to really enjoy that feature as well. It made it fun and challenging at the same time. Setting sail is a whole nother sort of chore that you have to master over time, but once you understand the basics, it's really fun as well, and allows the whole crew to work together. I thought it was also super cool to have realistic processes like dropping the sail and lifting the anchor before you can actually take off. On top of that, the wind and the ocean graphics were on point. It really makes you feel like a pirate on a grand adventure. I bet with a full crew, it would make it even better, but for now I'll enjoy what I can. Let's just take a moment to enjoy the sounds of the sea and nature. When you finally get to the designated island, you'll have to use your quest map to find the treasure chest. This can make it a little tedious and you might want to pull your hair out, but once you find the spot you're supposed to be, it's oh so satisfactory. You have to dig up your treasure chest too, which again adds the realism into the game. Once it's dug up, you haul that bad boy back to your ship so you can set sail back to the outpost and get your reward. Different chests hold different rewards, and sometimes you can find some random chests on different islands. I considered this a really smart game design because it felt good to bring back your loot and get your hard-earned cash. Additionally, when you're playing with a crew, all these elements in the game really make it feel like you're working together, and I thoroughly enjoyed how it was set up. When this all comes together perfectly, I couldn't be happier with the game. But not all roses come without thorns. Okay, now the bad stuff in the game. I know you've been waiting for this part, hands at your keyboard, ready to either agree with me or tell me off. The biggest thing I want to say before we start is that this game is a PvP to its core. Though they show off the game as an explorer with PvP elements, everything about it is very PvP styled. The character selection is basic, where they generate some of the ugliest looking characters I've ever seen. There's no ability to custom make your characters, which would allow the player to have some feeling or connection to the character itself. In most PvP games, in my experience, the character selection is limited because the focus is on the PvP elements rather than, say, if you were playing a role-playing game where you connect with your character through growth and experience, and custom making them also helps with that growth and experience. Every game has a main purpose, where PvP games tend to focus more on gathering items quickly to fight other players or buy items that will give you more of an edge. So what is Sea of Thieves' main purpose as a PvP? Why do we have quests and gather gold, you ask? Well, this is where the game majorly flops in my opinion. All that gold you painstakingly gather is for skins. Yep, just skins for your items. Even other PvP games make you feel like all the pain and suffering is worth it when they let you purchase valuable items that at least have some use. So I thought to myself, well, even if it's just item skins or character skins in the shops, there must be more valuable items in the Pirate Emporium. Remember the Pirate Emporium at the beginning of the game? Well, it's the type of shop that has users pay real money to buy exclusive items. I decided to check out the store thinking there must be something good in here. I mean, usually PvP style games like players to buy exclusive items to have an edge over other players, even just slightly. Oh boy, was I in for a surprise because all of it was just skins. Skins for everything, including the features of your ship. On top of that, the prices of the skins were incredibly expensive. $10 would only give you 1 or 2 skins depending on what you bought. Now, some people might argue having items that players can buy with real money will give them a huge edge over other players. Which is true, and what causes a lot of issues in games if the items give too much of an advantage over other players. But when a game design is crafted in a way where items give a slight benefit without being too overpowering, it creates a sense of accomplishment and encourages more buying. Say if the creators had backpacks in the Pirate Emporium that would allow you to hold more food or more cannonballs, that would be better than just skins. I thought that at least the pets would have some sort of benefit, like maybe your dog could damage enemies or a monkey that could also carry items. But no, they're also just for looks. Still, I went ahead and purchased a pupper of my own. Aw, isn't he so cute? Now, my biggest issue with this game was how its resource collecting was designed, on top of the server setup. Now imagine this, you're going from quest to quest, painstakingly completing each quest while gathering resources and necessary items like cannonballs, and you come back to this. No, come on, man. Bro. That's so not cool. Why are you gonna attack my ship, like, while I'm gone? That's, like, the coward way to do that. Again, things I like about this game, things I really don't like about this game, and this is one of those things I don't like about this game. All my resources that I spent hours on were gone in a second because someone snuck up on my ship while I was away. Sea of Thieves doesn't have a central area to drop off your items. Rather, you either have to avoid fights or win them if you don't want to lose all of your items. Or you get lucky and find a storage crate to hide somewhere with a bunch of stuff. On top of that, there's no way for new players to have some relief from other more experienced players. You kind of just get stuck on whatever server you get stuck on. This game is a true PvP to its core, where your focus is killing other players for fun and changing your style and the looks of your items. Some could argue that this evens the playing field for all players, but I see it as more of a cash grab and something that would eventually get boring. Though I do really enjoy some aspects of the game, I don't see myself playing this one for a long time due to all the issues I have with it. But hey, if you enjoy this game and how it's designed, then that's okay too. Games are here to be enjoyed. Well, that wraps up my video. Leave a comment below on how you feel about the game, and please like and subscribe to see more content. Thanks for getting into the business with me.